Hello, welcome to our new podcast, Philosophical Times. We will discuss different topics that have to do with philosophy.
My name is Luis Mario, and my friend is Luis Fernando, and we will be the hosts for this podcast.
The way in which this podcast will work is that you will be submitting the topic that you want us to talk about, and we will choose randomly one of the topics.
I can't wait to see which topic will we talk about today.
Well, here I will pick the topic for today. We will talk about social networks, the contemporary metaphysics cave.
Wow, I want to start with the topic, but I think we should do first a kind of introduction for the people that don't know about philosophy in general.
Hello, I am Luis Fer, your host and teacher in Philosophy for Dummies 101.
Teacher, what is metaphysics?
Well, good thing you ask. Well, metaphysics is the branch of philosophy that explains the fundamental nature of the being and the world. It divides into two main branches: cosmology, seeking to understand the universe at large, and ontology, seeking to understand the world and its nature. In other words, cosmology revolves around origin, evolution, structure, and the laws of the universe, while ontology revolves around what can exist or be said to exist and how different factors can be related. And as you can see, on this podcast, we will mostly be talking about ontology for this topic.
Thank you, teacher. Now that we know more about the topic, I think that we can start.
Well, first of all, I think it is important to mention that nowadays people between the ages of 13 and 20 years old spend over 8 hours on the internet.
Yes, that's unbelievable. It's a lot.
Why would they spend so much time?
Mm, I remember Nietzsche quoted Pascal and stated that if an artisan were sure of dreaming every night that he was a king, he would just be as happy as a king who dreamed every night of being an artisan. Through social media, people portray themselves as a different person and build a whole different personality that works in the metaphysical world of these platforms. People nowadays live more in the metaphysical world of social media than in their actual world.
Yeah, people use social media worldwide. That's 58.11% of the world's population. And we're talking about ranges of 13 years old and forward. And that's why people spend most of their days on different social platforms disconnected from the physical world, pretending to be someone they're not in this fake reality. They interact more in this metaphysical world to the point that the people's perspective of each other goes according to the posts and stories they publish online. In social media, people build these alter egos and show the audience the person they would like to be, but they're clearly not.
Mm, you said fake reality, and I strongly disagree. I believe that, according to Plato's theory of forms, that this goes along with the true meaning of reality that goes beyond what is physical and sensible.
But reality is actually made of what we can perceive with our senses, not these fake people and their feed on social media.
Yes, but the form of fake people does exist, and you're quoting it. Therefore, these posts and profiles are an imitation of that form. And let me tell you that these ideas are real, so they form part of reality.
I believe these forms don't exist, independently from the things that you say they imitate. Although these forms and abstract objects of yours are not real, they are made up by someone else.
Therefore, that makes it real, since it's an idea. How can we decide what is real and what is not real?
As I said before, we decide upon what we can sense.
And how do you know that the only things you can sense are real?
Okay, now I'm confused. Let's just agree to disagree.
Yes. I believe a discussion like this can take a lot of time.
I think we should now talk about the aspect of whether people can have this secondary life and how true is it. First of all, I disagree with people's interaction through social media since they do not show their true selves. People usually post what they want others to see. But I believe that if you only get to know truly one person through physical interaction. Through social platforms, you cannot claim to know someone. Even in online chats, you still can't, since it's easy for people to pretend to be someone they're not.
I do believe that people can get to know each other through social media. You can see their interests and things that they like based on what they publish and their online activity. Also, having a conversation through these platforms can allow you to know the person up to a certain point.
Yeah, but not completely.
I believe you can get to completely know a person through physical interaction as well, but you can claim to know them on both.
But people's impression of each other comes from the things they publish. Therefore, they lead an online interaction based on that. What about the things they don't publish? What about the other majority of their lives? People waste their time showing others who they're not.
But you said they are not completely, and now you said they are not. You can get to know someone in many different ways, and social media is one of them. Not the best, but you still can.
Okay, let's just agree to disagree again. I believe that the argument has been long and we haven't reached a conclusion yet. In a certain way, after mentioning that people spend most of their days on different social platforms disconnected from the physical world, pretending to be someone they're not in this fake reality, I don't know now. And that they interact more in this metaphysical world to the point that the people's perspective of each other goes according to the posts and stories they publish online. I believe we have actually come to a conclusion.
Mm, what do you think we have concluded? I think we haven't concluded nothing at all.
Well, after asking each other questions about our beliefs, I believe that we can conclude that it's okay to disagree in the part of what we believe is real and what is not. And we can also say that everyone, up to a certain degree, takes advantage of social media to create a secondary life, which may be real, fake, or a combination of both.
I think in a certain way we could agree on that, but I think it's time to us for leave this podcast because it's already been long enough. So thank you everyone for listening to us, and we'll see you the next time.
Stay tuned.